Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan. I wrote their names down here because I wanted to talk about this as a follow-up to the big controversy from the previous week. Everybody was talking about the injury to Liv Morgan and Brie Bella kicking her not once but twice in the face. A lot of you pointed out that I even forgot in the heat of my rant to mention something else that I had wanted to mention, which was what happened with Brie and Ruby Riott a little bit later on in that same match. Anyway, Liv Morgan has been cleared to compete after the concussion that she suffered at the feet of Brie Bella. That was obvious. She was at Super Showdown. Before she was cleared, though, Brie Bella put a statement out on Instagram addressing all of the hate that she got after kicking Liv in the face and knocking her silly. She talked about the love and the joy of being a mom, and she followed it up by saying, and I quote, "Happy people don't waste their time or energy being cyber bullies. Miserable people do. If you aren't living the life you wish, I pray that you find what makes your heart happy and stop wasting energy on promoting hate. For the happy people, silence hate. Don't let it bring you down." Now, her husband, Daniel Bryan, was so upset about all of the hate that his wife was getting that he too felt the need to say something about it. This is what he had to say. He said, "I am proud of how strong my wife is after accidentally injuring Liv Morgan. The first time Brie has ever hurt another performer, she has been subject to a constant barrage of social media attacks. Almost every wrestler has accidentally hurt someone, but rarely do you see the kind of hate when it happens. For example, I concussed Randy Orton in 2012 after hitting him with what was supposed to be a chair to the back. Unfortunately, part of the side hit him in the back of the head, and he was forced to miss a pay-per-view. In 2009, in our last match against each other, I concussed Nigel McGuinness after doing a dive onto him or into the crowd where his head hit the floor. And there are others. As for the yes kicks 2 weeks ago, I accidentally kicked Andrade directly in the head due to a miscommunication on my part. I feel fortunate that he was okay because there are few feelings worse than hurting someone. Despite all of that, never did I receive the backlash that Brie did this week. With all of the negative things said about my wife, nobody was harder on her than herself. Thank you to the many people who reached out to support her both publicly and privately. Well, we all wish Liv Morgan a speedy recovery," and he ends with the hashtag #EndCyberBullying. So they settled on cyberbullying as the narrative here. Cyberbullying as the narrative, and Brie as the victim, and okay. Now, there were people who tweeted her some really vile things, and so I sure hope that she's only referring to those people when she says this, and not all of the people who simply criticized her for being reckless. Because to turn around and claim that you're being cyberbullied because a bunch of people criticized the fact that you kicked this woman in the face, not once but twice, I find that to be quite rich. Now, Bryan, I mean, look, he's defending his wife. I would expect him to do nothing less. I'm surprised it took him that long to put a statement out. But I stand by what I said I can't speak for other people. I don't know what other fans and podcasters and people are saying. I don't give a shit. I can only speak for myself. I stand by what I said a few weeks ago when it first happened, which is that if she feels that she needs time, and she has said this in interviews, if she feels that she needs time to get her body acclimated from childbirth now to being back in the ring because she had missed so much time, she had been out of the ring and retired for so long, then she needs to fly down to the Performance Center and work off whatever ring rush she has. Because she didn't, kick Liv in the face 2 times in that match and that was it. She gave Ruby Riott a pretty good elbow, pretty good shot to the face in that same match. Ruby did not look to appreciate that very much. And before that, she almost killed herself diving a few weeks before out of the ring. But apparently now criticizing wrestlers makes you a cyberbully. I just think that this is madness. I feel like I'm in the movie 300 now. This is madness. It is. It really is. But please, don't tweet death threats to wrestlers. Supposedly there were death threats that she got. That is just over the top on a whole other level. Don't do that. Don't tweet vile, creepy shit to them. Because then you make all the rest of us look like a bunch of knuckle-dragging idiots. Because we all get lumped in together. Criticizing her, though, for what happened in the ring is fair game. And that is not cyberbullying. And to say that that's what this is an insult to kids who have actually been cyberbullied. Just work through whatever it is that you think you need to work through so that you don't hurt yourself or somebody else. It's very simple.